What up, y'all? It's Metaphor, back for more to kick the raw. Representing everyone's you and I verse. This song called If I Pass Tonight. We're going to say it in a different kind of way for the first couple seconds here. But this is featuring Dirty Sanchez and oneself. So we're going to go ahead and get into the music. And we're going to get into the little alignment. You're... It grows on. We look how you synthesize, define how I stay alive. Governmental gangs, I face factions. Mob hop, lead the weapon. Step in. And one, the rhyme be the scenery. Young as a kid, gots to survive the broadness. I'm high as a get, and I gots to supply the broadness. Conscious, flip a continental plate, tectonic. Matter like my phonics, MC atomic. Never kick my feet up, less than kicking a verse. How they got pissed, conscious. Never switch and said I see the disconnect. Organization, truthfully, put us all in categories. So you asking what I am or what I'm not. It's the real hip hop. I puff pot, never touch glass. Cause what I create could have me in the caskets, hopefully. Ain't a voice forever globally. Shit, your universe is just a city to me. Universe is just a city to me. Be the scenery. Shit. I'm high as it get. Gots to supply the broadness. Shout out Dirty Sanchez. You're representing Brooklyn. You're. Pour some Henny on the ground for me. If I die tonight. They're building condos in my hood. The concept is so destructive. Gotta counter the production. Go that way. No way to get around it. Knockout times money. I ball till I clock out. Super exclusive. No more whack ass excuses. Executed. Off with the state, overthrow the government. That's a new mandate. Woo! Free my son till they free my sons, and it's free my mind like the Freemasons. Ain't shit free, I gotta feed my son. Can't breathe. Shout out TL Gaming in the building, yeah. Shout out Dirty Sanchez representing Brooklyn, New York. Yeah. Hey yo. Drop off the mic in your cranium, it's to the titanium and steel sharp and steel. You know my steezo sent the races to the killing fields. But Johnny trained them, Johnny dangerous to conscious. Can't contain them, haters by, cannot phase. Flow 1 point as a laser beam through your steel. In a flash, rock the mask off, hit to save all. I can't believe today was a good day. Disbelievers telling me I'm not gifted. In a few years, gonna be stealing my style. Shoplifting, incandescent, true MC, I really rep this. And all mortal lies see through perception. AK, your breath and words, create this intervention. Passion and denial, that's defiance of the merged step. You in the first step. Hold up, check. Can we grasp that? Can we grasp that? Shout out to everybody in the chat. You're like I say, shout out to TL Gaming. Thank you for the compliment on the shirt, Stephen Bennett. And you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Scallywag Skids. That's an interesting name. For sure. Thank you for the compliments. You know what I'm saying? You're. And shout out to everybody tapping in. So with all that being said, we're going to be breaking down the moon in Pisces with the sun in Libra and all those alignments, the astro weather, a little bit of the astrology. You heard? So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and first and foremost kind of break down the shout out the Scallywag. You said you make skimboard videos in Florida. Y'all going to have to explain to me what that is. And yeah. With all that being said, we're going to break down a little bit of the energy of what we're dealing with, which is the moon in Pisces. And moon in Pisces is all about feeling comfortable with the dream, feeling comfortable with your faith base. And your expansive illusion and things of that nature. And also with the sun in Libra, it's all about taking action and taking action upon those relations or relationships to create balance. So essentially, we're feeling comfortable being being with our dreams and things of that nature, and utilizing these dreams to actually balance our relations and relationships. And you said skimboard surfing is surfing, but you run into the wave instead of wait for it to come to you. Okay, that sounds cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit nervous about the ocean and things like that, but shout out to y'all that got no fear and things like that. I'm going to keep it a buck. I've been in the ocean and things of that nature, but shoot, I don't know if I'll be into the skimboarding and all that kind of thing, but hey, shout out to you for doing that. Y'all go ahead and check that out. You dig? Like I say, shout out to Scallywag Skids, you know what I'm saying? Doing your own thing. And, we talking, and Alex asked an interesting question. I'm not talking about no country right now, but yeah. Oh, that's Florida ain't a country. You dig? Shoot. Right now, be safe and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying, if you out in Florida. But yeah, all right. Getting back to where we at. So essentially, the moon in Pisces with the sun in Libra is in conjunction, a misunderstanding. So it's all about, like I say, trying to balance your dreams and also balance those dreams, you know what I'm saying, based on those relations and relationships that you're dealing with, you know what I'm saying. So essentially, we're having this misunderstanding between our emotions and trying to feel comfortable dreaming, you know what I'm saying, and being in an illusionary state or trying to be comfortable with our dreams. But at the same time, we're trying to, I'm saying, create balance and things of that nature. So us being in this illusionary state might not really be a balanced circumstance situation, but you have to find what you actually can work with to find balance in this time. You know what I'm saying? So it's really not a bad alignment. If you think about Pisces, it's very easygoing sign and things of that nature. It's kind of like a sign where everybody's kind of relaxing and things of that nature. Oh, I mean, shoot, I think he's talking about like he made videos in the past and things of that nature. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shoot. Right now, I recommend don't really be outside if you're in those kind of states and things of that nature. But that's not what we're getting at. You know what I'm saying? This is all about the astrology and things of that nature. But if you really think about it, well, there's a whole bunch of alignments in water. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? He said he's skimming the street, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're going to get into all that a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could leave some comments and we'll just kind of have a little talk and things of that nature. But you said you in Aquarius. Shout out to Aquarius. And Alex said you live in California. That's what's up. But yeah, all right, getting back to our point where we're trying to get to. So, like I say, we're balancing our dreams at this point in time and trying to have relationships that actually bring balance to feeling comfortable with those dreams. And with this being said, we have a conjunction with Saturn and Neptune, right? So Saturn is also in Pisces. So it's essentially feeling comfortable restricting oneself to achieve our dreams and kind of build on those dreams and things of that nature to actually find like a stepping stone and things of that nature. So at this point in time, we want to feel comfortable restricting oneself to actually work towards the dream that we actually want to achieve in the future and things of that nature. So if you think about it, Saturn is like that building block. It's like the seventh planet. So essentially, all the other planets don't have such a large rotation or a large circumstance situation before they actually move to a next sign. So we've been to Saturn and Pisces for I think about a year and some change right now. So essentially, this dream that we've been trying to build towards, you should kind of be able to see that being realized. Like for me personally, I'm about to hit 1,000 subscribers and about to get all monetized up and things of that nature. So make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you drop a like. You know what I'm saying? Because this almost said this movie, but this video is a banger. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, y'all gonna be able to leave out this thing and be like, oh, okay, I completely comprehend what the moon and Pisces is all about, which is all about feeling comfortable achieving your dreams. Oh, thank you, bro. Yeah, I'm very grateful for everybody that already has tapped in and everybody that's going to tap in the future. And my personal purpose that I created this channel was for just to help one individual out. You know what I'm saying? That one individual going to tell 10 individuals how they got helped out and things of that nature. And then in turn, you know what I'm saying, we all going to be aware and all be on this higher consciousness and things of that nature. And not to say people are on like a ladder scale, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you being more aware of oneself, you can kind of comprehend how you interact in the outside world and things of that nature. So me personally, the astrology helped me out figuring my own circumstance situation out. So my whole purpose is helping one person. Then that one person tells 10 other people how they got helped out and things of that nature. And then those 10 people tend to tell 10 people. And that's just how it go. But yeah. Yeah, the snowball effect or 6 degrees of separation. And that's a whole nother way to look at it. But yeah, Yeah, for sure, for sure. Shout out to Stephen Bennett saying awesome on the way to get 1K. You heard? But yeah, we on the way to you know what I'm saying, surpass everybody and things of that nature. I'm trying to be the biggest YouTuber doing this thing, you know what I'm saying? But I keep my whole purpose that I began with in mind, you know what I'm saying? I just want to help one person at a time, and that one person continue to help other people and things of that nature to then in turn, you know what I'm saying, expand everybody's mind. But yeah, getting back to where I was getting to, it's like I said, we have also another conjunction with Moon conjuncting Neptune. And keep in mind, the conjunction is like the same energy or an easy flow of energy. So essentially, we're going to be feeling comfortable being more restrictive at this point in time. And if you're not in a space where you can actually restrict oneself, it'll kind of be like that hard time with the Saturn. But it's also going to be in this space of Neptune, which is Neptune's being dreams, illusions, and nightmares. Oh yeah, for sure. Thank y'all for everybody. You know what I'm saying that I'm gonna hit 1,000. Yeah, we real close. At the end of the day, it's very near. You know what I'm saying. Whenever I started this thing, it was much farther down the line than it is now. But at the end of the day, shoot, it's within sight and things of that nature. So you know what I'm saying, just one day at a time, one video at a time, and continue to tap in. You know what I'm saying, little by little, and make sure you stay present and things of that nature. So you only won't achieve your dream when you quit your dream and things of that nature and quit trying to achieve it. So like keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? The only time you actually fail is when you quit. So just make sure you don't quit. We're gonna all go through our ups and downs. And like me personally, you know what I'm saying, I've kind of been taking a little break the last couple weeks. These last 2 weeks I've been deciding to like kind of chill out. You know what I'm saying? A little story time about myself. I've been deciding to like to chill out and stop being so hard on myself and stop pushing the pedal to the metal to a point where I'm actually like not really benefiting oneself. I'm kind of like being so hard on myself to a point where I'm not actually enjoying what I'm doing. But now, you know what I'm saying, coming back after these, I think it's like 17 days ago, I did a video and shoot, you know what I'm saying, I'm really enjoying just y'all tapping in and being present. You went to a different live stream and you saw a Giga Chad. Shoot. At the end of the day, I don't really understand exactly what a Giga Chad is. I do know what a Chad is, but shoot. But yeah, getting back to like my little story time, you know what I'm saying? I've been taking a little break, but now we right back at it. You dig what I'm saying? I'm gonna be very present. And keep in mind, I kind of like haven't done a video for this new moon in Libra, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. So essentially we're all accumulating new relations and relationships. So like keep that in mind also, you know what I'm saying, before we hit the moon in Aries, this is our like last chance to actually fulfill ourselves. So I'm saying that dream that you kind of had in your mind whenever the moon was new in Libra, at that point in time, we're going to be able to see, like, is that dream actually coming to reality? Or is there kind of like this false illusion or false faith that we've been indulging in to a point where it's like, okay, I can kind of let that go and learn to be more satisfied before the actual full moon occurs. But yeah, like I said, getting back to my actual premise of the video, the astral weather, the Neptune is also conjunct Pisces. So like I said, we're going to be able to feel comfortable with our dream and also feel comfortable with this faith or this far out nature, you know what I'm saying, at this point in time. So then moving forward, we also have the moon sextile on Pluto, which is in Capricorn, and we also have Uranus, which is being in Taurus, right? So the sextile is all about seeing the opportunity. So it's like the 60-degree angle, the sextile, is allowing oneself to be able to see how you could actually utilize this energy to benefit oneself. So essentially the moon in Pisces is all about, like I say, feeling comfortable with your dream or illusion. And with that dream and illusion, we're then in turn utilizing Pluto whenever we get to the end of this transit, you know what I'm saying? So like whenever the moon's at like 29 degrees, based on Pluto being at 29 degrees, we're going to be able to have that full force of energy, being able to transform oneself and be able to see like, okay, this is the actual deep transformation or deep change that we need to go through to actually feel comfortable and in turn, I'm saying, utilize this structure, this building that we've been working with. Because Capricorn is all about standing on business or your career. So essentially we're able to see how we could transform this dream that we feel comfortable with to actually feel more comfortable based on our status. Yeah, that's a fact. Scallywag, Skiz, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for being present, bro. You said, so I have to feel comfortable chasing my dreams or I will never catch them in essence. Yeah, it's like once you get scared of achieving your dream, at the end of the day, that's when you lost it. You know what I'm saying? So like make sure you stay on your path. And the only time you actually fail is when you quit. You know what I'm saying? So like you got to keep your dream within reach and continue to pursue that. So yeah, that's like the the real key to it. And that's a perfect like segue to, like I'm saying, with this Pluto energy. Sometimes you got to transform it. Like it might not actually go all the way that you plan, but at the end of the day, you got to be able to see like, okay, is this within reach? And I'm saying it might be kind of a far out dream, but am I actually taking the proper steps to achieve it and things of that nature to actually transform my circumstance situation? And then with Uranus being in Taurus, Uranus is all about that unpredictability. Or being in this space that we're trying to feel comfortable, or kind of like make our individuality work. Just like Uranus is that lightning like change or unpredictable circumstance situation, or being in a space that it's like everybody kind of looks at you like, wait, what are they doing? And it doesn't really make sense. But at the end of the day, it being in Taurus, we have to learn that it's like Uranus is at home in Aquarius, but at the end of the day, it's in Taurus right now. You know what I'm saying? So we have to kind of learn to be in a space to be more practical and utilize this unpredictability or this unique circumstance situation and actually ground that. Yeah, that's a fact. Scallywag Skiz, once again, kicking games to count the blessings you've been given along the way of achieving your goals and all that. Yeah, that's a fact. At the end of the day, every day you wake up, it's another chance to go get it. See what I'm saying? Don't let that go to the wayside. At the end of the day, like I said, we all go through our ups and downs, and don't be too hard on yourself. But at the end of the day, sometimes you actually do need to be a little bit more hard on yourself to actually achieve what you want to achieve. So with this moon sextile in Uranus, we're in a space that we're able to see the opportunity to actually ground that dream, you know what I'm saying, and ground that unique individuality that we're dealing with. And kind of be in a space that we're able to see that opportunity based on like, okay, this dream is far out, but I'm feeling comfortable with my dream, and this dream is part of my individuality and my uniqueness. You know what I'm saying? Keep in mind, Uranus is also your uniqueness as well. Yeah, that's a fact. You got to take advantage of the skills you have. Like it's like going hand in hand with what I'm saying right now. So it's like everybody got unique skills that they've been working on, which Taurus is the work sign. You know what I'm saying? So keep in mind, we've all been working towards being our own individual, and as long as you're okay with being unique and things like that, at the end of the day, we're able to see that opportunity at this point in time. So yeah, you got to take advantage of the skills you have. That's a fact. But yeah, moving forward from the sextile, we then in turn have to get into the square. And the square is kind of like the more difficult alignment. Whenever you got a square going on, it's like that pressure, the 90-degree angle. So it's like one planet is here, the other planet is here, but it kind of comes to a head, so to speak, pause. You dig? And with that being said, it's like a learning process. So essentially, with this moon in Pisces square and Jupiter being in Gemini, we're in this space where we're going to have to learn to be more expansive based on our communication styles and communicate more about our dreams and actually kind of stand up for our own right and things like that. Stand up for our own right to actually dream and things like that and feel comfortable with our dreams and actually communicate that dream. So it's like being in this space that you see your dream maybe be a little bit primitive and things like that, or the way that you expanded things might be a little bit primitive, but at the end of the day, you got to communicate with people to actually see what maybe that next step is to actually get this expansion going and things of that nature. And keep in mind, this is a square between Pisces and Gemini. So like Pisces is that dream sign, and Gemini is that communication sign, or that conversation. So essentially, you're going to have to learn to communicate about your dream and communicate about your faith at this point in time and what kind of faith you're utilizing to feel comfortable. So pretty much like I'm saying, like you're going to have to learn to expand based on communication styles and actually communicate with different individuals at this point in time. And moving forward past the square, you know what I'm saying, past that learning process, we then in turn have the trine. The trine is 120, pardon me, yeah, the trine is a 120-degree angle, which is a gift. So like that's a way to look at it as a gift. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might have the gift for a positive or a negative thing, but at the end of the day, it's still a gift to have this circumstance situation. So like trine isn't always a good thing, sextile isn't always a good thing, but at the end of the day, for the most part, it is. You know what I'm saying? Based on the planets that we're working with. So you think about like if you had like a trine between well, let's just see what we got. We got a trine with Mercury, we got a trine with Venus, and we also got a trine with Mars. So essentially, like the moon and Mercury kind of like are two different circumstance situations. You might have a gift to actually feel comfortable communicating at this point in time. Okay, that's a beneficial thing, but it's essentially what kind of signs are we working with as well. And we look at the moon being at Pisces and then Mercury being in Scorpio. Mercury doesn't do too well in Scorpio. So at the end of the day, it's in a circumstance situation where we have the gift to actually communicate about more in-depth things based on our dreams. So it's like sometimes things might actually not be able to be communicated properly. So it's like in a space that things might be too deep for an individual, or it's like you kind of have to feel the energy of a circumstance situation to actually get the message or get the actual conversation that someone is trying to have. It's like things are deeper than the surface whenever you're having these communications with Mercury and Scorpio. And keep in mind, Mercury just entered Scorpio. So like at the beginning of this alignment with the moon, I'm saying right now we're kind of dealing with that. Like, yeah, that's a fact. Things get lost in translation whenever you got the Mercury being in a water sign. But yeah, like I'm saying, we're going to have the gift to communicate about our dreams and these in-depth dreams at this point in time, and the kind of the intricacies of things and things of that nature. So it's like the actual vibration that we're dealing with, or behind the scenes, is what we're communicating about at this point in time. And like an example of like the trine being in a negative circumstance situation. Now, like Mercury isn't like the best example, but think about it like you had a trine between your moon and like Saturn, for example. So it's like the moon wants to just feel comfortable, and Saturn actually wants to ground and restrict and build and things of that nature. So you kind of have the gift to restrict oneself and not really end up feeling comfortable at that point in time. So it's like that's the kind of circumstance situation. Like the moon and Saturn doesn't always work too well together, but it's like when you know how to utilize the energy, then like anything could be beneficial. That's what I was breaking down earlier with the moon conjuncting Saturn. It's like if you actually know how to restrict your emotions and restrict the dreams that you're dealing with, then boom, you kind of in a more beneficial space. And then moving forward from Mercury, we also have the moon trining Venus, right? Yeah, that's a fact. You got to learn how to work with the energies instead of work against it. Think about it like the like the transitions or the alignments and things of that nature, or like the actual placement of the energy. That's the wave. So you think about it like the wave that you got to ride, and saying you don't actually want to be against the current. Like if you a boat, you don't want to just go right into the big tsunami and things like that. You're just going to get destroyed. At the end of the day, you got to learn how to ride with the current, and then whenever the current's actually in a non-beneficial space for you, you have to learn, okay, this might not be my day, but it's somebody else's day. And sometimes you actually do have to go against the grain and things like that and go against the wave. But that's like in a special kind of circumstance situation when things actually go against your morality and things of that nature. So like, that's a whole other thing. We're going to kind of get into that a little bit later on this next video that I do after this, which is going to be all the houses. So keep in mind, like if you have just a little excerpt, you know what I'm saying, if you had Cancer rising and things like that, you would be dealing with the 9th house being in Pisces. So your certain morality right at this point in time, you might not actually feel comfortable with the dream that you're being indulging in, things of that nature, or like the actual illusion that you're in and things like that. So it's like with the illusion that you're creating emotionally, it might kind of go, you might have to go against your own morality and things like that, go against the wave that you've been creating and realize, oh, this is actually non-beneficial. But yeah, that's the next video and things of that nature. If you want to tap into that video after this, you know what I'm saying, we get into the end of this, we're about halfway through. So yeah, like I say, moon trining Venus is being in a circumstance situation where you have the gift to actually value your in-depth emotions and things of that nature, or actually value that dream that you feel comfortable with. Because Mercury is because Venus is in Scorpio, and Venus in Scorpio doesn't really do too well here unless you actually have this ability to love oneself. And once you love oneself, then you can learn how to love others properly and things of that nature, not actually manipulate and things of that nature. So I know I said that twice, but Venus in Scorpio is a very like manipulative circumstance situation to actually get what you value. So once you learn how to value oneself, you learn how to value others in that same kind of light that you valued oneself. Like there's certain aspects of an individual whenever they have a Venus in Scorpio that they like didn't actually like about themselves in the past, but now they learn, oh, this is actually a good thing because I learned how to love these things about myself and these intricacies about my partner or whoever I'm dealing with. Then in turn, I could actually benefit them by loving those things that are kind of like undesirable they believe about themselves. But it's, at the end of the day, that's what makes them who they are. So it's like Venus and Scorpio is like loving the whole individual instead of just loving certain aspects. And it's a very magnetic circumstance situation. So like that's like kind of Venus and Scorpio, but it trining the moon is having the gift to actually feel comfortable with the dream or this like illusion of actually being a part of this value system or valuing another individual at this point in time. And last but not least, we also have the moon trining Mars, right? So the moon and trining Mars in Cancer. Mars in Cancer doesn't do too well unless you actually feel comfortable with your intentions and your passions. Yeah, word up. I appreciate y'all tapping in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Stay consistent and things of that nature. I'm very grateful for y'all, you know what I'm saying? You could be anywhere, but you're here with me, you know what I'm saying? You trying to learn. That's really, like, that's the most beautiful thing. But yeah, getting back to it, like I say, Mars trining the moon, at this point in time, we're having the gift to actually feel passionate about our intentions or feel passionate about our dream at this point in time. So like if you feel comfortable with your intentions and your passions, and then in turn you feel comfortable intending to work towards your dream, this is a really beneficial circumstance situation. It's like, okay, I kind of feel fired up because I actually have emotional attachment or sentimental value to what I'm working towards and things of that nature. And this dream is like, this is me. You know what I'm saying? It's part of my own personal circumstance situation or my own private emotions. So at this point in time, it's a real good circumstance situation if you actually feel comfortable and you feel passionate about trying to work towards something more beneficial for oneself. But on the opposite end, it could be a gift to kind of like get a little bit over emotional and things of that nature. So it's like if a circumstance situation isn't playing out how you want to, or you kind of feel uncomfortable at this point in time, you kind of get in a space where it's like you're in an illusion. You feel passionate about this illusion. You care a little bit too much about being passionate about this illusion. So don't be a little bit wary that like if you're like arguing with somebody or you're in like an intense emotion. Excuse me, Doug, I got the hiccups or whatever. I'm saying I got the burps. I don't know. Excuse me. But yeah, like at this point in time, to kind of get back to where I was at, it's like don't be too passionate about these certain emotions that you're dealing with. So like don't kind of lose yourself within the emotional circumstance situation. And last but not least, we have the moon in conjunction the sun. This is what I was breaking down towards the beginning of the video, which is all about, like I say, having that misunderstanding between your relations or relationships and trying to balance those relationships based on these dreams that you actually are feeling comfortable with. So it's like this misunderstanding circumstance situation where it's a 150-degree angle. And it's like, you think about it, like 180 degrees is right here. You know what I'm saying? You have one planet being here and the other one is directly opposite. But in conjunction is just like 30 degrees off of that. So it's like one planet's over here, the other planet's over here, and they don't really stay in line with each other, or they're not directly opposite to a point where opposites can attract. It's kind of in this space where it's like, okay, I want to balance things based on my actions, but at the end of the day, I still want to feel comfortable with my dream or this illusion that I'm in. And it's like sometimes you be a little bit too illusory to a point where you can't actually relate with somebody. So it's like keep that in mind that you don't want to be too far out to a point where you can't actually relate. And that's like the last but not least, that's the last alignment. Then we go ahead and tap into all the rising signs. First of the 12th house, and we're going to start with Pisces, and that's on the next video, so tap into that. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you drop a like. You dig what I'm saying? If you like this video, and I'm very grateful for y'all sticking with me. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you've been here with me, you dig? And I'm very grateful for that. Peace and love if you believe in all that.